whether you're an infrequent driver, you're in a personal vehicle, or you're in a company vehicle too. So this is kind of the why of also Motus and our world with NAFA has kind of collided over the years too and just come together because we're all feeling these facts. It's making you take a different look and lens at risk mitigation, again, regardless of what type of driver you are. I work with fleet managers, I work with risk managers, I work with head of operations, we work with head of sales, and there are important how to run the program questions you should be asking yourself to how to manage that driver program, regardless of if you're in a company-owned vehicle or a personal vehicle. And now many of our customers, we work with over 3,000 customers, often have a hybrid program because they've asked that question to themselves of what was right 10 years ago might be very different than what's right now.
So this is really where I think the role of fleet leadership is evolving. If I look back when I worked for an FMC or a fleet management company 15 years ago when I was at NAFA, it was a lot around telematics were coming out. How do we use technology to help the modern fleet at that time? And the conversations the last couple of years at NAFA were much around, I not only manage my operational vehicles, but I'm talking to finance and I'm talking to risk leaders, maybe even sales and HR around setting up a policy to understand just because I transfer the risk to company operational vehicles to people driving their personal, there's I would call it common misconception of you lose visibility of the image of the vehicle, the risk that person carries. You can't do it as often.
How do I maintain that visibility into risk when my employees are in their own vehicles? And so obviously we know that organizations need visibility into what we call changing driver risk throughout the year. We've learned, and I'm sure you have as well, that risk is not a static measure that you can just kind of look at once a year and say, are we good? And then assume that everything stays the same for the next 12 months. And so there are tools and best practices that can help